So the Miu Mini was one of the cooler and more unique devices that we have seen. However, there is a new contender that is honestly a very powerful one. It really gives a new name to Mini and changes it to Nano. This is with a smaller body, better buttons, great screen, and it's more than just pocketable. It's something that you can even attach to your keychain. Introducing the Anbernic RG Nano, the perfect companion. Let's dive right in. So the exterior design consists of aluminum for the entirety of the build. This is the smallest retro handheld I have ever laid my eyes on, because even though I can still play with it relatively comfortably, I can very easily grip it with my tiny hands. It's really a sight to behold. On the front, you're going to find your face buttons with a fake speaker. On the top, you're going to find your two shoulder buttons and the USB-C port. On the bottom, you're going to find a single speaker and a slot for your carabiner to attach this to your keychain. On the right, you're going to find the sleep-wake button, which also acts as a function button and a micro SD card slot as well. So the buttons on this device feel very premium. Here we are looking at a fantastic D-pad, if it wasn't so small, that is. You also have an amazing set of buttons if they weren't so small. The triggers are really nice as they are though, and are very clicky. The buttons are really solid and feel fantastic, but they can just be a little bit hard to press because of the size. That's really all I have to say regarding the build. It's really exceptional. But you may have noticed that this device has no physical volume controls, and that's probably the only change that I would make to the hardware. You control the volume through software, and it's really easy to do, but I would like to have some hardware buttons moving forward. I think that they could have fit that onto this body. This device features a 1.54-inch 240 by 240 IPS display that does look pretty good. There is going to be no pixel peeping worth doing on such a small screen here, because even if the aspect ratio is definitely on the weird side to me, every game I played on it still looked stretched, but just a little, and it didn't really bother me. It's also bright enough to carry you through pretty much any sunny commutes. I like it, and I have no complaints here. The single bottom firing speaker is far from exceptional. It's just functional, which is fine for a device like this, so just have a listen. This device features an ARM Cortex-A7 CPU, 64 megabytes of RAM, and an included 64 gigabytes of storage with a 1050 mAh battery. It's all very weak and underpowered by today's standards. It accomplishes everything that it needs to accomplish, since it only plays up to PlayStation 1 games, which is kind of a big deal anyway. Now let's go ahead and talk about the software. I hate it. I've always disliked this super plain interface that does not look or feel good to navigate. It takes a little getting used to, but they should have included something more modern. Just saying. So the software experience, at least the stock software experience, is going to suck quite a bit. Now let's get into game performance, starting with the Game Boy Color emulator on Pokemon Yellow. This game runs really well on a device like this, and what I love the most here is that I can just one-hand Pokemon all the way. I love that because of the size of this device. It just makes the experience of playing Pokemon that much better and simpler in my opinion. But in terms of performance, you should expect it to run really well, so no concerns here on that end. The same will go for Game Boy Advance, as I tried playing Pokemon Emerald, and just like before, one-handing this game felt very nice. I absolutely love the experience of playing turn-based games on this device, but we will be testing some games that require both hands pretty soon, so don't worry. It won't just be all Pokemon, as there is just more to test. Performance in SNES while playing Mortal Kombat 3 was very good, and by the way, everything looks so sharp because of how small the screen is, so things look even better than what you might expect. But this is probably when the size starts to get in the way, as my little hands even struggle to get a decent enough grip on all of the buttons. It's certainly just not ideal for this kind of game, but certainly still very doable if it's really what you want to do on this. PlayStation 1 performance is very good as well, because you won't notice any issues in the gameplay. At least I wouldn't be able to notice anything because I'm an old man and the screen is so small. I had a very pleasant experience playing Final Fantasy VII, which is also another turn-based game, so I do apologize for that, and even one-handing it to some extent when I was just grinding. But overall, this is a great PlayStation 1 machine, and it is as high as it goes really when it comes to this. Battery life is okay. I would say that you can get about 3 hours of battery life, but less is likely to be the case just because because of the small battery, at least for me. It does not last very long, but it might vary for every user of this device. In conclusion, I think that this device is an absolute grab, especially if you need something compact to carry around with you. This device, however, does come at a premium, so it isn't really the best budget solution for those who just want a grab-and-go option. But for those who don't really mind paying a premium, then this will be absolutely worth your while. So yes, strongly recommended. So thank you so much for watching this video all the way up until the very end. I do appreciate it a lot, and I am going to be leaving affiliate links to Anbernic's website down below so that you can go ahead and grab yourself one of these if you're interested, because this is a really cool little gadget in my opinion. So yeah, links down below. If you end up using any of our links, it does help out the channel quite a bit, so I would appreciate that quite a bit. And also, I would like to let everybody know that there is an Instagram that you can go ahead and follow me on, and I've also got now a TikTok that you can follow me on if that is something that interests you, where we'll be posting very small shorts of these things and that kind of thing. And you can also find me on Twitch, where I do stream occasionally. But with that said, this has been Francisco from Tech Summit. Thank you for watching, and until next time, enjoy.